Welcome back, everybody. Today I want to talk about a truly amazing practice that you can do to delete your reasons for unhappiness out of your mind so that you can be naturally, unconditionally happy no matter what's going on in your life. It sounds too good to be true, but let me guide you through this process. It's so simple, yet so powerful, and I can't wait for you to learn this. But before I get into that, I want to talk to you about unconditional happiness. What does that even mean? Because we should probably know what unconditional happiness means before we get into the practice that delivers the result of unconditional happiness, right? So unconditional happiness is very simple. It's the state where we feel happiness, we feel joy, we feel some kind of elevated emotion, regardless of whatever the conditions and circumstances are. Now, there are many ways to achieve the state of unconditional happiness. But what I have found, in my personal experience, to be one of the best ways to do this, the most holistic way of going about this, and the most long-lasting way of achieving endless happiness, endless unconditional happiness, that is by doing this one trick, this one tool that I'm going to give you completely free in this video. So make sure you take notes, make sure you understand everything I'm saying, and make sure you apply this immediately, as soon as you can, so that you don't put off unconditional happiness any longer, because this is so powerful and it will work very quickly. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to be going into our mind, and we're going to be looking at and finding some of the most biggest reasons that we can find in our mind about our circumstances that cause us unhappiness, that cause us to feel anything less than joy. And we're going to make a list of all those things. Now, this may not be fun to do, but it's worth it. You just got to make that list. I recommend trying to write down at least 10 major things that you can think of that cause you unhappiness in your life. 10 circumstances or things in your life that are in your mind that are causing you to feel anything less than happiness. Write those 10 things down in a list. And leave some space on the right side of that paper, because on the right side you're going to write something very important. So for each of those 10 things. Now you can do more than 10 if you want. So let's say for the first one, for example, you don't like working a job, okay, and that's causing you unhappiness. That's very common. A lot of people don't want to work. A lot of people feel unhappy because of the fact that they have to go in and work a boring job. Comment below if that's you. But it doesn't have to be a problem, and it doesn't have to be a reason for unhappiness. In fact, it's already not, and that's what we're going to see clearly. We're going to see clearly that it is not a reason for unhappiness. How do we do that? Well, I want you to think about it. Think logically. Think about that circumstance of having to work a job. The job itself, okay? Is that job, is that experience itself reaching out into your body and putting negative emotions inside of your body? Is that happening, or is it not happening? Is the job transmitting negative feelings into your body and making you feel bad about working there, or bad when you're there? Is that happening? Or is that not happening? Instead, is your mind thinking and believing that the job is a reason for your unhappiness and causing you unhappiness? Is that what's happening? Which is, if you look clearly enough, you'll see that your mind is actually choosing to feel unhappy about that circumstance, and that the circumstance itself is not causing you any unhappiness whatsoever. Very important to understand that. Very important, because once you see this clearly, once you see this so clearly, your unhappiness on that subject will just evaporate, because it'll be completely unfounded, because there will be no cause for the unhappiness when you see that the job, the circumstance, whatever it may be, actually is not causing any unhappiness. In truth. Because it's actually you. It's your mind. It's your perspective of that thing. that is causing the negative feeling within you. You're choosing to feel bad about that. But just seeing that the thing that you thought was causing the unhappiness is not causing it, when you do that and you see it clearly, that can be enough to dissolve the unhappiness from that circumstance. So what I want you to do is right next to the first reason for unhappiness that you thought was a real reason, right next to it, I want you to write, this circumstance is not a reason for my unhappiness. And then you go down to number 2, the next circumstance, whatever it is. Maybe it's a relationship issue or a regret that you have about the past, or it could be anything, could be finances, whatever. You apply the same thing. You go to the circumstance, you logically think about it. Is that circumstance actually putting a negative emotion chemically into my body? Is that happening at all? In any way, shape, or form? See clearly that there is no connection between the circumstance and your emotion, your negative emotion especially. There's no cause. There's no actual causation from the circumstance into your body for the emotion to come from. When you see that it's not coming from that circumstance, now the emotion is just kind of like empty. It's kind of unfounded, and it starts to dissolve. Now, I want you to go through all of this, the 10 items you wrote down, and here's what you can expect to happen after you're done this process. You can expect to feel a lot lighter. Your mind's going to feel clearer. You're going to feel more at ease. But most importantly, you're going to start to feel this natural happiness, this natural state. Our natural state is a state of relaxation and happiness and energy. And that's the state that you're going to start to feel, because you're no longer blocking your natural state with reasons for unhappiness. I mean, think about it logically. If you had no reasons for unhappiness right now, like truly, like all your reasons for unhappiness were just erased right now, and just intuitively think about this for a moment. What would that feel like? What kind of state of being would you be in if you had 0 reasons for unhappiness right now? Like 0. Not a single reason for unhappiness. This is a great meditation to do, by the way. Just what I'm saying right now, just focusing on that. Like, what would it be like to have 0 unhappiness right now? And just meditate on that. But that's the state that you're going to find and discover after you complete this simple little self-improvement work. In fact, this is one of the best tools for achieving and increasing your happiness levels without changing your circumstances. And what this really does is it unlocks endless freedom and bliss and joy in your life, and mental clarity, and all the benefits you get from being in a happier mood, and you're just gonna feel amazing. So if you try this process out, let me know in the comments, and check out one of these videos up here, and I will see you in another video. Thank you so much for watching, and I wish you endless, unconditional happiness starting immediately.